Um, so, God, I don't know how to start this. Um, so like, did everyone else have, like, one specific VHS tape that was just cartoons from, like, 30s, 40s, 50s? Like, around that era? Like, I've never, like, asked somebody about this, but I feel like this had to have been a universal thing for children of the, like, 80s and 90s. Like, every single household with a VCR had at least one tape of just classic cartoons, right? Like, that was a thing. Because, like, I definitely had at least one. I currently have two, kind of. Like, I have one that I think I got at a garage sale, either at a garage sale or Goodwill. And I haven't actually, like, watched it because the entirety of the VHSs that I've bought in the last 5 years, I've never watched. But I keep buying them, so, like, whatever. So I haven't actually watched the one tape that I do have, but I got it because I had a tape that was similar whenever I was a kid, and I was hoping that it'd have similar cartoons to the ones I grew up watching. And, so eventually I'll go and, like, watch that. But the other tape that I've had since childhood, and it is part of my Christmas tradition. And it's a, Good Times. Like, from the brand Good Times. Which, if you don't know, and you might not, because not everyone is obsessed with VHS tapes, Good Times was, like, the distributor for those movies that were, like, really bad Disney knockoffs. Like, they would make, I believe they made Aladdin, like, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty. I'm pretty sure I had the Sleeping Beauty one. And it would be, like, the basic fairy tale, because it's, like, public domain, right? But it'd be, like, a really shitty knockoff of it, and they'd just sell it under the same name to, like, confuse grandparents looking to buy Christmas presents, you know? Anyway, so Good Times. It was a Good Times tape, and I believe the tape had 4 different segments on it, and they were all Christmas related. The name of the tape itself was Jack Frost. And my favorite short was also called Jack Frost, and I quote it all the damn time, and nobody in the entire world ever gets the reference, because who else has seen it? Actually, I know somebody else in the world has had to have seen it, because the like intro to a specific part of the song was sampled in an Alicia Keys song. I think it was Alicia Keys. I want to say it was, like, Girl on Fire or whatever that song is. But, like, in the music video, it's like, it's the classic, like, cartoon thing where it's like, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but it samples the song. Anyway, it's called Jack Frost, and the plot of it is there's a little bear, and he's just a little baby bear, and the winter is coming, and he doesn't want to hibernate, and it's the cutest damn thing, and he runs away from home because his mommy spanked his little bum because he wouldn't hibernate. So he runs away, and he gets caught by Jack Frost. But, like, throughout the little short, he sings a little song, and I say it all the time and nobody gets it, but it's like, I don't have to worry, I don't have to care, my coat is very furry, I'm a grizzly, grizzly bear. And that's the most ridiculous thing. Why do I say that so much? In what context would I ever need to say that? But, you know, also on that tape there's, actually I don't think there's only, if I'm correct in saying that there was 4 shorts on it, only 2 were animated. Another one was the story of, it was the story of, like, Hades and Persephone, but it was, like, the Roman version, not the Greek version, so it was, Prospering, something like that. But it was the story of like the seasons and stuff. Then there was another one where it was like a ballet dancer doing ballet to like a cowboy singing the 12 Days of Christmas. That's a weirdly specific memory, so it must be true. And the other one, which I really, really liked, it was like stop motion or something. It was in black and white, but it was called like A Christmas Dream, something like that. It's Christmas, and you know it's old-timey Christmas because there's little literal candles on the Christmas tree, and she has a dream, and like, what is it? No, okay, it's Christmas. She gets all these new toys, so she throws her little like rag doll across the room because she was like, ooh, new toys. But then in her dream, her little doll comes to life and shows her that he can still be fun. He does little dance, and he's like causing a whole bunch of trouble. But then it's a dream. I don't know, but it's just really cute. The little doll coming to life. Anyway, so then on the tape that I want to say it was like 100 classic cartoons. I never like sat down and counted them, but I feel like that's what it would be called. Or like all-star cartoons or something ridiculous like that. Something you just get at a dollar store, you know? But the specific cartoons that I remember. Well, okay, there was definitely Popeye. There was a Popeye cartoon where it was the basic plot of Cinderella, but it was Popeye as Cinderella. I remember a specific episode of Felix the Cat where he goes fishing to catch his fish. So I want to say his fish's name is Goldie because that makes sense. He goes fishing to catch him a friend, but then he like gets pulled underwater and he has to go to fish court. And saying that out loud, I feel like that might have been a fever dream. Then there was Little Lulu and also Little Aubrey. I want to say Aubrey, it might be Audrey. I don't know, I'm dyslexic. But there was two different ones of those. There's one that had like Mother Goose rhymes involved, and I don't really remember the plot line of that, but there was like, I don't know, she stopped some bad guys from doing some bad stuff, I guess. I don't know. The other plot is like she falls asleep baking something while listening to a radio show about baking, and she has a weird dream that's like centered around cake people, and there's like a cake wedding, and a bad guy tries to infiltrate and be bad, and he's like in a boat on a lake made of milk or cream, and she's just like, oh, I have a hand mixer, so she just starts hand mixing, and it like whips the cream so he can't get anywhere because the cream is now whipped and it's no longer liquid. And like, I don't know why that stuck with me. There's one, I believe this, I want to say that this was like a series, like I want to say that I've seen other cartoons with the same characters, but I really can't think of it right now. But there was one, I want to say it was a cat and a bird. It might be a mouse, but I feel like a cat and a mouse, that's kind of cliche, so it might not have been that. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it was a cat, and he was really, really superstitious. Like, and the whole thing was about superstitions, and the mouse slash bird slash whatever it was trying to get him to like do the bad superstitions because he was so worried about it. So like at the very start of it, he's like, there's signs to point which side is like the right side to get out on the right side of the bed, you know, and stuff like that. And then he's just like, there's the ladders he's walking under. Let's say it's a black cat, and there like it just shows a mirror at one point. I feel like that was a thing. That's a good joke if it wasn't in there. There was one where a guy moves into a house, but there's two crows that are like newlywed crows, that like live in the tree outside the house, and they're like not very good neighbors, you know? They don't get along, the people and the crows. I don't really remember how that goes, but it was funny. There's one specific episode of Betty Boop that I remember, and I like reference it all the time. Like, I thought about it earlier. If you saw the video I posted earlier about my leg shaking, I instantly thought of this one episode of Betty Boop. It's where, like, you know how back in the day, they were like workout machine that did literally nothing, but it was like you stand on a thing and you put the belt around you and it just sort of like shakes, like on your, I don't know, it's like it, I don't know how to describe it, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And it just like vibrates your tummy, and you just stand there and the thing's wrapped around you, and it just and it shakes you, and it's supposed to like keep your waist nice and trim. But I feel like maybe that's just because you're standing there all day instead of like eating potato chips or something. I don't know. The 50s were a weird time. So that, but something happens and she can't stop it, and she's just like going around. I don't even remember. I don't remember the plot of this. I know she has a dog. Anyway, little vibro machine. What else? I really, that one Casper, where he finds a puppy. He finds a puppy and he's like buddies with the puppy, and then the puppy gets hit by a car, and it's really sad, and Casper is crying because his puppy friend got hit by a car, but then the little ghost puppy comes out and they're friends and he's a little ghost. I'm upset. I'm actually upset. I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna watch the tape that I have. You know, if anybody has a, like, I don't know the name for it. Well, I'm gonna say a name, but it's probably wrong. A CRTV? That sounds like letters. But like the old kind of TVs, you know, where they're like big and not just like flat. Specifically, what I would like is a decent, not decent size, like a kind of small, but not too terribly small, like a normal size for like a children's bedroom in the year of like 2004 sized TV VCR duo thing, you know, where it's like TV has VCR built in, so it's like it's not too big, maybe like, I don't know dimensions of TVs, like a normal size, like size of a TV you would keep in your kitchen, because everyone had a TV in their kitchen, right? No, just us? Yeah, but like a TV that size, because I need an older TV specifically to play Duck Hunt, and that is the only reason. But also, I kind of need a new VCR. Like, my VCR works, but it's like old, and I feel like eventually it will stop working, so I'd like to have a backup VCR. Okay, we're going back to the very first thing that I said. So I wouldn't say it's an irrational fear. I feel like phobia is a weird concept, and I don't really know what counts as an irrational fear or just like something that makes me uncomfy. But something that makes me uncomfy that I didn't really realize, I have hiccups, I didn't realize made me uncomfy until a few years ago, was the specific, it's not the entire animation style, but it's like a specific thing that happens in that specific animation style. And the main example that I can think of that I was exposed to as a child, which I would assume is what caused me the not good feelings associated it, It's a scene from the Jack Frost video that I was just talking about, literally 15 minutes ago. There's a scene where he's running away and the pumpkins come to life and they have like bodies and they're like really, really long. No, that's not right. Pumpkins don't come to life, it's a scarecrow. Either way, he has like long limbs and they're really like, I don't want to say wiggly, but like kind of wiggly. Just sort of like that. And it's just, that makes me uncomfortable. And that's the story of why I haven't played that one game, whose name just escaped me. Bendy? Is it Bendy? Is that what the name of that game is? It's Bendy and the something, or whatever. But it's in the old style thing. Also, another thing. Over the Garden Wall has a scene. I think it's the Highwayman. Sounds right. That scene makes me uncomfortable. Something about the animation. Why am I talking about this? I'm babbling. Like, I guess I'm glad I didn't try to condense this into a 1-minute TikTok video because we are 16 minutes in here. Nobody's watching this. Nobody cares. I'll post it to YouTube. They like when you post videos over 10 minutes. Anyways, suggest old ass cartoons for me to watch, I guess. Like, yeah, do that. Please. Okay, I need to go to sleep. Good night, my dudes.